what's up everyone? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Karina and today we are gonna talk about certain things. I just want to put a disclaimer right away. If you feel uncomfortable with just talking about body, weight gain, dieting, any kind of those topics around that, I definitely recommend you probably check out another video because today we are reacting to my old photos. So I recently turned 29 and I was cleaning up some of my photos because homegirl went through her whole storage on her phone. I found old photos of mine and I was looking at that, kind of reminiscing back to my younger self and just feeling nostalgia for my age. And I came across these photos of me back in 2015. I just wanted to react to them because they made me feel like shit. I'm not gonna lie. As many of you know, I am very body neutral. I feel like I appreciate my body way more than I did as younger Karina. But as well, there's times where I look at myself, or there's times that I look at photos of mine when I was younger and feel bad about myself. Especially growing up in American society, just the fatphobic rooted here, as well as all the social constructs of what an ideal body type. Of course, those emotions for me at the time are valid, and I just wanted to talk about them and react. And also just share my perspective as someone who grew up plus size, and then out of nowhere, I lost weight and I was getting these completely different attention, but it wasn't the healthiest way of approaching my weight loss. And I just also want to talk about this because I feel like sometimes we think, achieving a certain look or a certain body goal that is gonna make us happy sometimes, but at the end of the day, it's more of what's in here. Oh, and by the way, this video was inspired by Carrie. I think she did one of these 2 years back. I'm gonna just react to them and just kind of talk to you about my perspective and what I was going through during the time. All right, y'all, so what I basically did, I went through my old photos. I just grabbed a couple and I put them on a folder. We're gonna look at them right now. Here is the first one. I just got this new camera because I was hoping to do some YouTube videos, but I remember in this photo taking so many of them because you could still see my belly. I was so upset because I couldn't figure out how to show my belly less. As a person who's dealt with weight gain throughout her whole life, for me personally, where I would gain weight is all over. It's not it goes to our target area. It starts with the face first, that's for sure, and then it goes everywhere. Looking back now, for me, the thinnest I've ever been, I was a size 12, 14, and I said, I've never been below double numbers. I remember being I'm a 12, 14. People are saying I'm losing weight. Why am I still the same size? I would be so upset about that. I remember because during this time, I was finally happy that I was able to fit into a large. I remember one time praying for some reason, just kind of manifesting in a way at the time. Please, I just want to be a large. I just want to fit in standard clothing. Sorry, but I put such an emphasis on a letter or a number. Didn't make me any happier. Here's another photo of the same picture. Like I said, I was trying to figure out all the different angles, and this one I was okay, I could hide my arm back. I was trying to practice all the angles where I can make myself look thinner. Constantly was still having trouble hiding my stomach. Having a stomach is normal. Where the heck do you put your food? Well, if they look at my boobs, they can't see my stomach. Bitch, gotta calm down. I also want to mention, during this time, I was at my unhealthiest that I've ever been in my life. I started taking diet pills. I was finally happy that I finally found a method that worked for me. I tried all the things. I tried, I think it was keto, where it was just you eat protein, no carbs at all. I'm not sure if that's the diet, but that was one of them. I tried acupuncture because I heard that's gonna help with the nerves, and she can recommend you what foods you're not supposed to eat for some reason. And then I did counting calories, the MyFitnessPal. And then I also did one where you just only drink shakes. I hated that one. And then when I finally started taking these diet pills that were basically supposedly organic, that they were made out of fiber, that I started losing weight and was still eating like shit, I was oh my God, this is the perfect solution. It was horrible being on those pills. Sorry if this is too much TMI. I remember being so freaking bloated to the point that it hurt so bad in my stomach that like I would be in class and holding my farts. I was always gassy. And I remember trying to find like more private restrooms and like waiting for people to leave just so that I can use the bathroom, because every time I used it, I had diarrhea. Sorry. And it was so embarrassing. And I knew I didn't feel comfortable. I didn't feel good. I hated that my stomach was always in pain. But I was like, girl, you're looking good. I was on those pills my last 2 years of community college. It got to a point where it became a routine. So here is another photo. I was trying to take a photo because when we were doing the UCLA IDs, I just got in. They were like, you can take your own photo for it. So I was trying to, I remember this day like taking so many different photos because I was like, oh my God, I want my ID to look so good. I remember being so happy that I can finally see like this clavicle bone. And I remember I had like so many pictures where I'm just like posing like this because I'm like, oh my God, you can see it now. There was not really that many full shots of myself. I was still so insecure of taking photos that way. Like whenever you did like group gatherings, I would never want to be in those photos. When you're living life, you're not looking as a third person point of view. You're looking as a first person point of view. So you look at your body and you're like, oh, okay, then you have a specific look when the way you look at your body. But when, for me, for example, when I see it on videos or someone who took a photo of me, I start to feel like, oh my God, like that's how my body looks like? Because you're not used to seeing your body in that perspective, if you know what I mean. For a long time, I just didn't even want to participate in photos like that because I was like, I don't want to see myself that way. I don't know, y'all. It's a lot. So like I mentioned, a lot of these photos are selfies, like this one. Like I was feeling myself because people were telling me, oh my God, Karina, keep doing what you're doing. You look so good. Really validating my bad habit. Feeling that my self-worth was equated to being thinner. The way that I got attention just from losing some pounds, you know, and honestly, as someone who has a Leo moon, it went to my ego. It was like, okay, yeah, I'm fucking fine now. Bitch, you always been fine. You know what I mean? Personally, during that time, I felt very hypocritical because I had people praising me, telling me that, oh, what are you doing? It works for you. You look great. You look amazing. But yeah, I was doing horrible shit to my body, having stomach pain consistently, and just being like, well, that's the consequence of wanting to be thin. If I could go back and tell that hoe, you're not gonna be happy about yourself. It's not about you being a certain ideal, you know? Like, here's a picture of me and my friend at the time. And when I did take full photos, I would always tell them to do it like 3/4 because I never wanted to be in a full shot. And I would always try to hide my arm underneath them, which is insane to me that all these freaking methods that I would try just so I could look thinner when this was my thinnest. Okay, so these two photos I think really represents kind of how small I was. I would take a lot of photos because at the time I was kind of doing YouTube, but this is the time where I was doing like the makeup part of YouTube. I remember just wanting to get into like blogging, so I was trying to take a photo of my outfit. I can't believe how infatuated I was with how I look and thinking that for once losing weight or being thin was gonna make me happy. I also look at this photo and I'm like, wow, I wish I had that neck back. One of my biggest insecurities is right here, like my chin, this whole area, because when I gain weight it goes here, and like looking at it now I was like, oh my God, like I actually have a defined jaw there. Low-key feeling a little insecure about that, I'm not gonna lie. But I also look at this and I'm like, I was so unhealthy, so unhappy. I remember I would use a lot of makeup to try to hide all my underbags because I feel like I was not eating well, and then, you know, I wasn't sleeping well. I mean, I was in college. All right, y'all, so I think that's enough photos of me today. This was a real trip for me, not only just because looking back at my old self, but also how just looking at a photo, I could instantly know or feel what I was feeling during that time. It kind of made me sad in the sense that like I can't believe I felt that way during that time and how much pain I was going through that time. Not only physically, you know, but like mentally and emotionally. Looking at my body as a function and being so grateful that I'm here and that I have it and that it's taking care of me and it's my home, it's my shelter. Being fat, it's not gonna change the person I am inside. I empathize with that young Karina. I just also want to send you like a big hug if you're feeling this way or if you've gone through something similar like this. I just want you to know that you are beautiful, you are worthy, and your body does not define who you are. There's so many amazing attributes to yourself, and I hope you know that and you recognize that. I feel like sometimes I wasted so much time thinking about how my body looked instead of appreciating what it has done for me, as well as just appreciating the other things I can do, the other interests I have, the other hobbies, what I can do with my body as well. It's so easy to get to those negative thoughts, and it's always harder to focus on the positive. It's natural to feel that way because the way we've been socially constructed to look at our bodies, and just know that that ain't your freaking fault. That's the way this country has been brought up to, with these beliefs of what a specific person should look like and what specific size they should be. That is not accurate at all, because in different parts of the world is completely different. That is a wrap for me. Thank you so much for watching this video. I know this one was a little bit more difficult, I think, for me and maybe you as a viewer. I just wanted to talk about my perspective and just kind of my confidence journey. I feel like sometimes there's this assumption that I am the most confident person. There's times where I don't feel like it, at least with body neutrality, that there's gonna be times where I'm not happy with the way my body looks, but that's okay, because I can't always be positive about everything or even just how my body looks. You know, there's times where I will feel down, and I embrace that and I would feel that emotion, but I also will let it go and remember that myself is more than just a body. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to give it a like, and if you are new, please hit that subscribe button down below. If you want to catch up with me, you can follow my Instagram or my TikTok. They're both Living as Karina. That is all for me, folks. As always, I appreciate you all so much, and also for taking the time to watch my vids. It means the most to me, and I will see you soon with a new video. Bye.